On this episode, an NYPD officer fired after using 311 to slam his boss as a transgender. That and more. Chris Talk starts right now. Let's get into it. Welcome, listeners, to another episode of the show. I am your host with the most, Chris Talks. I hope that you're having a wonderful day because I'm definitely having a good one. All right, so let's get into our top topic. Yeah, we heard the intro about this NYPD officer who was fired after using 311 to slam his boss as a transgender. Why would you slam your boss as a transgender? I don't understand. I don't understand. He's a transgender, so what? Who cares? Unless he's bothering you, who really cares? All right, listen, as always, folks, I'm going to let Sarah, my AI, report the story, and I'm going to give you my view and my opinion at the end of it. All right, let's get into it. Hit it. Let's do it, Ed.
An NYPD cop was fired after he was accused of making multiple 311 calls against his lieutenant, claiming that the female officer was transgender and mean. The Daily News has learned. Police Commissioner Edward Caban signed off on police officer Amar Baram's dismissal from the department after he was found guilty during an administrative proceeding of prohibitive conduct and falsifying business records following his 3-week-long 311 tirade against NYPD LT Marlene Hernandez. According to recently released court papers, please tell the tranny-looking lady in the white shirt put her mask on. She's scaring my dogs as I walk by the precinct. Baram, pretending to be a Chelsea resident, grumbled to 311 on February 1, 2022. The bizarre complaint was one of 8 he had texted to 311 between Jan. 14 and February 1, 2022. The NYPD's Internal Affairs Bureau discovered after the rants were forwarded to the NYPD and the department launched an aggravated harassment investigation. All of the 311 reports complained of a white shirt at the 10th precinct, where Baram and Hernandez were both assigned. I'm not one to complain, but this needs to be corrected. The 12-year NYPD veteran texted to 311 on Jan. 19, 2022. I had to go to the 10th precinct the other day to file a report for my stolen cell phone, but the more troubling issue was the way I was addressed by a transgender officer wearing a white uniform that was sitting behind the high pharmacy-like counter. Baram also called LT Hernandez a nasty woman. Poor NYPD. He wrote to 311 while on duty. No wonder morale is low. He even requested that an ambulance be sent to the 10th precinct to cart LT Hernandez away. Baram filed his 311 complaint anonymously, but made them on his own personal cell phone, making it quite easy for IAB to track him down. The NYPD's Department Advocate's Office charged him with prohibited conduct for making the bogus, derogatory 311 calls. He was also accused of falsifying business records after he made about 500 inquiries to the NYPD's computer system, unrelated to the official business of the department. During his department trial on November 3, 2023, Baram pleaded guilty to sending the 311 texts, but pleaded not guilty to accessing the NYPD records. IAB investigators said he repeatedly accessed department computers between Dec. 3, 2020 and May 12, 2022, where he checked license plates and arrest histories without a legitimate reason. He later admitted that he made the computer inquiries about former and current romantic partners to see if they had been arrested. He also ran his family and friends' names through the database to see if they had any outstanding summonses. Regarding his hate-filled texts about LT Hernandez, Baram told investigators that his superior had a negative supervisory style and a lot of cops weren't happy with her directives. He accused her of giving him unnecessary command disciplines, which his previous supervisor didn't do. He also claimed that she had made inappropriate comments about his skin condition, which left him with white spots on his face, and made fun of him behind his back. Baram said he had seen other cops file anonymous complaints to 311 against supervisors, so he decided to do the same. It was stupid, he admitted. I was just frustrated with what was going on personally. You know, with her, he said at his departmental trial. According to court papers, he said that he accused Hernandez of being transgender to be funny. All the other cops were calling her that at the precinct, he said. admitting that he knew she wasn't transgender. He also said he knew Hernandez would see the complaints because part of her duties was to assign the 311 jobs. Barham's attorney Peter Brill said at trial that his client's actions were immature and juvenile, but didn't warrant termination. But Assistant Deputy Commissioner of Trials Ann Stone strongly disagreed. His attempt to defend his use of derogatory slurs by repeatedly calling their use a joke trivializes his conduct and is compelling evidence of the limited potential for his rehabilitation. Stone wrote about Barham while reaching her finding on Deck 22. His actions seriously call into question his ability to carry out his functions as a police officer. The department must trust that members of service will not abuse the city's resources by making false reports about a supervisor they disagree with, she wrote, recommending his termination. When reached Friday, Brill said that Barham was a rising star in the police department that made some poor choices and had to deal with an abusive supervisor. He admitted his mistakes and received an overly harsh punishment. Brill said, he's accepted that punishment and is moving on to greener pastures. An email to LT. Hernandez for comment was not immediately returned. Since its first call on March 9, 2003, a noise complaint in Jackson Heights, Queens, 311 has fielded 359 million non-emergency complaints and assisted 525 million people overall, after figuring in mobile app and website exchanges.
Oh wow! All right. Just hit my slow so I get into this. Oh man! All right. For all my listeners, new and old, this is the part where I give my view and my opinion on this particular episode. So, let's dive into this. First and foremost, let's give this whole the dummy buzzer real quick. Can we pull that up, please? Because I mean, bruh, how can you be this dumb to commit this type of crime? I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen, we're calling. You're calling 311. 311. This is information, people. Information. Everything is recorded. Bruh. Like, I just I wanna dibble and dabble on that. Can you bring my music back, please? You hit the wrong button. I know. But bring my music back. I just want to be real with y'all. Bruh. Everything is recorded. You are going on the recorded network harassing somebody because they are transgender. 9 times out of 10, this person has a personal grudge against their boss. I mean, now listen, people. Listen, I have employees, okay? I do not think all of them like me. I don't. But for you to go to this extent to blast your boss, it kind of makes me wonder, bruh, what's really going on here? Like, what's really going on here, bruh? If you get what I'm saying, what's really going? Is this Is this a Puff Daddy situation? Like that's what I'm trying to figure. Is this a Puff Daddy situation?
Wait, what?
I don't know. Kind of sounds like it. It sounds like this is something really, really seriously personal. Now, I don't know what this boss apparently did to this person, but to be an NYPD worker and do something like this, I mean, come on, you are truly disrespecting the badge. And I've done a lot of stories on police officers, bad officers who are just, and this would be one that would go in the history books or would go in that category as being a bad officer. Listen, when you take on such jobs as protecting the safety and security of people, you cannot take your job personally, whether it be a superior or not. You can't take it personally. And I'm sure there were even though this person was a lieutenant, I'm sure there were different channels that this other person could have went through to make sure that the lieutenant or whatever position that he held was reprimanded in some type of way for whatever harassment or whatever was going on. Now, for him to sit there and say that he made it as a joke because other fellow employees was sitting there talking about it, I mean, listen, let's be clear. If it was a joke, okay, and I'm just saying, if it was a joke that was going around the office about an employee, that don't mean call 311 and blast them.
Bruh.
Like, for real?
Bruh.
For real.
Bruh.
Come on. Like I said, to me, this sounds like something that was personal. It was something that this boss did to this employee, and it sounds very personal. It doesn't sound like something that you sit around in the office and just talk about, oh, the boss is transgender. Da, da, ha, 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 ha. It's not something that you just sit around like that and just talk about. In my opinion, this boss did something to this person, and for this person to react in this way, to blast them on 311, to blow up 311, to constantly complain about this person, that steps into a different state. Now, if you know the laws of New York State, this somewhat, and the lieutenant can take legal criminal action if he want, does somewhat step into that category of stalking, because this person did this numerous times. This is not one time. This is something that was done numerous and continuously. This was not something that done. Let me make that clear. Not something that was done once or twice. This was something that was done continuously, and to the point that 311 itself caught wind of this particular situation. Now, this police officer, in my opinion, he needs to be fired. He also needs to be prosecuted. This person is a disgrace to the NYPD department. He deserves the dummy buzzer again. These are the type of officers that we talk about that, what I would say, abuse their authority. Now, you might not see this as an abuse of authority in a way, but it definitely is an abuse of authority. Because this man was an officer, he knew that his plaint would be heard because he was using his badge number under the complaint. So he knew it would be heard because his badge number was being used, apparently.
Bruh.
So to me, this person should be prosecuted to whatever extent of the law that it choose. In this situation, he was reprimanded. Do you think firing was good enough? I don't know. To all my listeners, do you think firing was a good enough reprimand for this person? Discipline for this person to be fired from their job. Now, I don't know how long this person been on the job. It doesn't state that, but they probably lost their pension and everything just for judging somebody who was transgender. Now, listen, I'm not a big fan of transgenders. I'm not a big fan of the alphabet community, and I'm not saying I don't like them, but I'm not saying I like them, but I'm not saying that I don't dislike them. I'm saying that everybody has a right to express themselves. In this country, we have a right to express ourselves. We have a right to all type of freedoms, all different type of freedoms, and apparently this is one of them. So, for these people to express themselves, transgenders, gay, whatever, any part of the alphabet community to express themselves, I do believe that everybody does have that right to do that. I do not believe that anybody has a right to force their belief onto anybody else. You understand what I'm saying? And to me, in this day and age, uh, the media, and this is what I don't like, is that the media is trying to force this on to our society. But to get back on topic, just being transgender itself or being a member of the alphabet community, I do not care because I do not care what you do with yourself or what you do in your bedroom. That's not my concern because you are not in mine. So I do not care.
Bruh.
I'm just making that very clear. I'm just putting that out there and making that very clear. Now, to get to my point, this is what I think this person should definitely pay for. What I think this person should pay for, and like I said, in the case of harassment, is harassing this person because they are transgender. Now, some people, they might not agree with me, and I understand, but I would ask you to look at it from this view. Imagine somebody harassing you because of your race or because of the color of your skin. This is no different in my eyes. In my eyes, it is no different. You are harassing somebody just because of the way that they are choosing to live, which is not, in this situation, not harming anybody. I mean, it's not like this officer was trying to come on to his co-workers. It was trying to bring this to that. No, this person was just trying to live their life. If they choose to live their life as a member of the alphabet community, that's their business. That's their business.
Bruh.
No, I'm just saying, that's their business. No matter how you choose to live your life, that is your business. Because at the end of the day, it is you who have to face God and nobody else. You have to deal with it. Nobody else. Nobody else. So,
Message.
anyway, so for that reason, to me, this person should, in my opinion, should probably be hit with a hate crime. And that's just, I'm just,
Bruh.
yeah, I think it's probably some, I think, would you think that's too severe? I'm just saying, voice your opinion. Do you think that's too severe? Because I don't think that's too severe because, and the reason why I say I don't think that I that it's too severe that this person should be hit with some type of hate crime or whatever the alphabet city got a crime that they have. I don't know. They have like so many. I don't know, but whatever it is, this person should be hit with me. And the reason why I say that is because, to me, this is a form of discrimination. This is a form of discrimination because of the person being transgender. Now, if we reverse this, and like I said, I speak on a two-headed coin. If we reverse this, and this person, what was there, Hispanic, right? Hispanic. If this person, if we reverse this, and the lieutenant was treating this person like that because they was Hispanic, this would be like everywhere. Everywhere.
Bruh.
It would be an uproar. And for that reason, I say this person should probably face some type of like a hate crime, or whatever crime that the alphabet city has. Whatever. That should be put into play because this person, to me, this was harassment. To me, this was just clearly the harassment. He used his badge to sit there and put this person on blast due to their sexuality or them just being transgender. Period. It does, to me, it doesn't matter. Transgender, gay, lesbian, it doesn't matter. You know, if this person was keeping that private, stay private. If everybody in the office knew that this person was transgender but didn't say something, they should have kept it to themselves.
Bruh.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's my view and that's my opinion on this particular topic. If you like this content and want to hear more of it, hit that like, hit that subscribe, also hit that notification button so you'll be notified every time I put up any type of content. All right. Let me out of this, man. Let me out of this. All right. All right, all my listeners. I want to thank all my listeners for tuning in, new and old. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you are here with me, and I so appreciate that. Also, stay blessed and not stressed. Until next episode, you guys, I will see you later. Peace out.